How many times have you heard someone say, it is what it is? Maybe you've even said it yourself. I know I have. It's been a part of my vocabulary for years. And let me tell you, it's one of the easiest things to say when life hits you hard. When that relationship crumbles, when that person you gave everything to disrespects you, when the love you thought was real turns out to be anything but, you sit there, you tell yourself, it is what it is. Like that's just supposed to make everything hurt less. But deep down, you know it doesn't. Let me be real with you. When I would say it is what it is, it wasn't because I was okay with what happened. It was because I didn't know what else to say. It was my way of blowing off the pain, dismissing it, pretending like it didn't matter. But it did matter. It mattered a lot. And if I'm being honest, every time I said it, I was denying myself the chance to actually heal, to actually grow. And let's talk about relationships, because I know that's why most of you are here. This it is what it is mindset can literally destroy you. You tell yourself, well, I guess this is just how it'll be for me. I guess I'll always be treated like this. I guess I'll never be enough for someone. But let me stop you right there. That's a lie. It is not what it is. It's what you make it. You can't control other people. You can't control their actions, their choices, or their respect for you, but you can control how you respond. You can control what you allow. So if you're someone who's been stuck in this mentality, someone who's been hurt one too many times and has started to believe that love will always equal pain, I want you to stay right here with me, because today we're going to break down that mindset. We're replacing it with something stronger, something that empowers you to rewrite your story. Let's get into it. Think about it. When do we say it is what it is? Usually it's after something disappointing or painful. Maybe someone broke your heart. Maybe you've tried hard to find love only to end up hurt over and over again. And at some point you just stop fighting. You start telling yourself, this is just how life is. This is how it'll always be. This is how people are. This phrase becomes a defense mechanism. It's a way to protect yourself from more pain. But what it's really doing is keeping you stuck. It's keeping you in the same cycle with the same kind of people because you've convinced yourself that nothing better is out there for you. And that's where the danger lies. This mindset also comes from exhaustion. When you've given everything you have, your time, your energy, your heart, and you still end up with nothing to show for it, it's easy to retreat into indifference. It's a survival instinct. You tell yourself it's not worth it anymore. And you stop putting effort into the things that matter the most to you, like your relationships or even your own personal growth. But while this reaction is understandable, it's not sustainable. Over time, it is what it is becomes a prison, locking you in a cycle of constant disappointment and robbing you of the chance to experience joy and fulfillment. Here's the thing. When you accept it is what it is, you close yourself off to change. You stop believing that love can be healthy or that you can heal from heartbreak. It's like putting up a wall, but that wall doesn't just keep the pain out, it keeps the possibilities out too. For example, I've seen so many women who stay in relationships where they're mistreated just because they believe it'll never get better. That used to be me. They think, well, every man cheats, or I'll never find someone who truly loves me. And guess what? When you believe that, you act in ways that make it true. You settle, you stop asking for more, and you stop dreaming of better. And here's the kicker. The longer you live with that mindset, the harder it becomes to recognize what's wrong. You start normalizing toxic behaviors, gaslighting, manipulation, disrespect, because you've convinced yourself that this is as good as it gets. You lose sight of your own worth and you forget that you even have the power to demand better. The it is what it is mentality tricks you into thinking you're powerless when in reality, the power has always been yours. You've just been too hurt to see it. The words you speak to yourself are powerful. If you keep saying, I'll never find love, your mind will believe it. If you keep telling yourself, this is all I deserve, your actions will reflect that. But what happens when you flip the script? Instead of saying, it is what it is, you start saying, I deserve better. Instead of love always hurts, you say, love is healing and supportive. Your brain starts to shift. your actions start to shift, and that's where the magic happens. Science backs this up. Studies show that the way we talk to ourselves directly impacts our brain chemistry. Positive self-talk activates the reward centers in our brain and releases dopamine, and it motivates us to take action. So negative self-talk, on the other hand, reinforces feelings of helplessness and fear. So when you change your language, you're not just changing your mindset, you're literally rewiring your brain to seek out and create better outcomes. Breaking free from this mindset starts with recognizing the pattern. Are you constantly finding yourself in the same kinds of relationships? Do you keep telling yourself the same negative story about life and love? The first step is awareness. Once you see the pattern, you can start to change it. Ask yourself, is what I'm accepting really what I want? If the answer is no, it's time to take your power back. Patterns don't just form overnight, and they won't disappear overnight either. But every small step counts. Start by identifying the triggers that pull you back into it is what it is mindset. Is it rejection? Is it disappointment? Loneliness? Once you pinpoint the root cause, you can begin to address it directly. So whether that's through therapy, through going to church, counseling, self-reflection, or new habits, breaking the cycle isn't easy, but it's the only way to create that lasting change. Reclaiming your power means realizing that you don't have to accept what doesn't serve you. It means setting boundaries and sticking to them. It means saying no to what feels wrong, even if you're afraid of being alone. Here's the truth. You're not powerless. You decide what you allow in your life. And when you start to live by that, you'll find that the things you thought were impossible suddenly become possible. Taking your power back is also redefining what it really means to be alone. Society has conditioned us to believe that being single is a punishment, but it's actually a gift. It's a chance to rebuild, to rediscover your worth, and to decide what you truly want out of life and love. When you embrace this phase, you realize that your power isn't in who you're with, it's in who you are. And from that place of strength, you can attract relationships that uplift and empower you. Let's talk about self-talk. What are you telling yourself every day? Are you saying, I'm not good enough? I'll never heal from this. I'll never get over him or her. Or are you saying, I'm worthy of love and I'm stronger than this? Your inner dialogue matters. Start small. When you catch yourself saying something negative, stop and reframe it. Replace I'm broken with I'm healing. Replace it's too late for me with I'm just getting started. The way you speak to yourself sets the tone for your entire life. Think about it like this. Your inner voice is your most constant companion. You hear it more than you hear anyone else's voice. So why not make it kind? Imagine if you spoke to yourself like you would a close friend. Would you tell them they're unworthy or they're broken? No. You'd encourage them, you'd uplift them, and remind them of their potential. You owe yourself that same love and compassion. Over time, these small shifts in your language will become habits, and those habits become a new, empowering mindset. Healing doesn't just happen. It starts with a decision to let go of the pain, to forgive yourself, and to move forward. Forgiveness doesn't mean you're forgetting or excusing what happened. It means you're freeing yourself from the hold it has on you. When you choose to heal, you're choosing yourself. You're choosing a future that's not defined by your past. Deciding to heal also means giving yourself permission to feel. You don't have to rush the process or pretend everything's fine. Sit with your emotions, face them, understand them, and then release them. Healing isn't linear, it's messy, it's ugly, it's unpredictable, but every step you take is a victory. And with every victory, you reclaim a piece of yourself that heartbreak tried to take away. This decision isn't about anyone else, it's about you. And it's the greatest act of self-love you can give to yourself. Growth isn't about pretending that everything's okay and everything is perfect. It's about believing that things can get better and working toward that. A healthy mindset starts with believing that love is possible, that healthy love exists. But it's not just enough to just believe. You have to act on that belief. You have to make choices that align with the love and the life that you want to create. Healthy growth also means being patient with yourself. It's easy to get discouraged when progress feels slow, but remember that every small step forward counts. Celebrate those moments, whether it's saying no to a toxic situation, choosing to prioritize your needs, or just simply waking up and choosing to keep going. A healthy mindset isn't about perfection, it's about progress. And as long as you're moving forward, you're growing. What does love mean to you? Is it sacrifice? Is it pain? Sometimes we have to unlearn what we were taught that love was or what we saw growing up. We have to let go of those old definitions and create new ones that align with our worth. Remember, the love you accept reflects how you feel about yourself. So make sure it's a reflection that you can be proud of. Redefining love also means understanding the difference between what you want and what you need. You might want grand gestures, but what you need is consistency. You might want someone to sweep you off your feet, but what you need is someone who grounds you. Take time to reflect on what love truly means to you beyond the fairy tales and those societal expectations. When you get clear on that, you can start building connections that actually align with your true self. So let's get practical. Try this every morning. Write down one thing that you're grateful for, and then one positive affirmation about yourself. Another exercise, I want you to write a list of everything you want in a relationship. Then I want you to write a list of everything you won't tolerate. Keep these lists as a reminder of what you deserve and then what you're working toward. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. So throughout your day, pay attention to those thoughts that pop up in your head, especially during those moments of stress or doubt. Are those thoughts helping or are they hurting you? When you catch a negative thought, pause and replace it with something constructive. So for example, if you think, I'll never be good enough, stop and say, I'm doing the best I can, and that's enough. These small shifts, practiced consistently, can completely transform how you see yourself and the world around you. Take a moment to close your eyes and picture your ideal relationship. What does it look like? How does it feel? Visualization isn't just daydreaming, it's a powerful tool for creating change. When you can see it in your mind, you can start taking those steps to make it real. Start small, but start. Visualization also helps you to filter out what doesn't align with your vision. So once you're clear on what you want, you'll find it easier to walk away from what doesn't fit. This ties into the concept of going no contact, which we discussed in my last video. Thank y'all so much for your comments and support. If you haven't seen it yet, go back and check it out. In that video, we talked about the power of removing yourself from situations that don't serve you and how stepping away often brings clarity, not just to you, but also to the person who took you for granted. When you visualize your ideal reality, it's like putting that clarity into action. You're showing the world and yourself that you're no longer available for anything less. Letting go is so hard, but it's necessary. You can't move forward if you're still holding on to what hurt you. Whether it's through journaling, talking to a therapist, or even a symbolic act like burning an old letter or photos, you have to find a way to release the pain. Letting go doesn't mean forgetting, it means choosing peace over pain. Letting go also involves letting go of the idea that things could have been different. Often we hold on because we're still replaying the what ifs in our minds. What if they had treated me better? What if I had said something different? What if I had held on a little bit longer? But the truth is, the past is done, and clinging to it only prolongs your suffering. Instead, focus on the lessons. Ask yourself, what did this teach me about myself, about what I want, about what I'll never tolerate again? Turning your pain into wisdom is one of the most powerful ways to heal. You don't have to do this alone. Surround yourself with people who uplift you. Distance yourself from those who keep you in a negative space. Healing happens faster when you're supported. Find your tribe, build your community. Let them remind you of your worth when you forget it. But not everyone in your life will understand your journey, and that's okay. Some people may try to pull you back into your old patterns because it makes them feel uncomfortable to see your growth. But this is where you have to be very mindful of who you allow in your space. So you have to seek out friends, mentors, or even online communities that align with your goals and your values. And remember, community isn't just about people. It can be books, a podcast, a YouTube channel, and resources that really inspire and guide you. You're never truly alone on this path if you think about it. Here's the challenge. Take "it is what it is" and rewrite it. Instead of "it is what it is what I make it." This simple shift puts the power back in your hands. You're not a victim of your circumstances. You're the creator of your life. Redefining "it is" also requires redefining what success and happiness means to you. So much of our own despair comes from living by other people's definitions. Maybe your "it is" means being single for a while, building a business, or focusing on your mental health. That's okay. Your life doesn't have to look like anyone else's to be meaningful. And that's especially true when it comes to social media. We scroll through our feeds and we see these influencers traveling to all these exotic places and buying luxury items and posting their seemingly perfect lives. It's easy to fall into the trap of comparing your reality to their highlight reel. But what we forget is that social media is curated. It's not the full picture. Instead of comparing, focus on creating a life that feels meaningful to you. Your journey doesn't have to look like theirs to be valuable. You don't have to travel all around the world or have 1 million followers to live a life full of joy, purpose, and love. Your success is yours to define, and it doesn't need anyone else's approval. Let me leave you with this. It is not what it is. Life, love, and happiness are what you make them. You have the power to rewrite your story. You have the power to demand better, to grow, and to heal. Don't let anyone, including yourself, convince you otherwise. And remember, every time you choose to believe in yourself, you're creating a ripple effect. You're teaching the people around you, especially those who look up to you, that it's possible to rise above challenges and to rewrite the narrative. If this video resonated with you, take a moment to reflect on one thing you'll do differently starting today. Thank y'all so much for watching. Please share this with someone that you feel that needs to hear this message, and also comment your thoughts below. I love hearing from y'all and hearing your stories. Thank y'all so much for your support, and I will see y'all in the next one. Love y'all. Bye.